We have some major Boston Bruins updates from these past few days regarding some injury updates, as well as the Bruins keeping a close eye on many free agents who are going to be possibly signed to the Bruins after their tournament ends in the NCAA. So I'm going to be talking about both of these. Had a lot of news come out over these past few days. I took yesterday off for Easter, so for all of you who celebrate, hope you had a great day, hope you had a great Easter. But let's get straight into this really quickly, though. Before we do that, we notice that 95% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you're looking for a spot to get all your Boston Bruins news, you're in the right spot. Make sure to the sub button. Join me along here as we cover all the Boston Bruins news, and I will be keeping you up to date with everything that comes from this team. We're heading into the postseason here now, then going into the offseason. There's going to be a lot of stuff the Bruins are going to be doing over this time, and you're not going to want to miss out on this stuff. But let's get straight into it. The Bruins are close to making multiple signings from what we've seen over these past few days regarding the NCAA tournament. GM Don Sweeney and the scouts being at these games, watching many players here. And there's two tweets that came out recently that really have sparked my interest on this subject of some players that definitely will fit in the Boston Bruins system if they do choose to sign. So I'm going to start this one off here with a Boston Network report, and then Frank Cervalli tweeting this. He's reporting that teams were told and believe Graf is heading to the Eastern Conference. Continuing into this, some sources are speculating the Boston Bruins, Don Sweeney, and Bruins executive staff were at the game yesterday in Providence to watch these two teams. So Collin Graf, Quinnipiac centerman, assistant captain on the team, is a very, very good player. He's a smaller center, usually what we're seeing now. 6 foot 170, normal height, I would say, but a little on the lighter side. But as you can see here in Quinnipiac his past 2 years, 49 points, 59 points in 34 games, 41 games. This guy is very good on his feet. 21 years old, the undrafted free agent, so he's definitely got that a bit more experience than some of these people coming out of the draft the past few years. But this guy, is going to be an NHL-ready center, I think, by the time it comes to their tournament end, which Quinnipiac has been eliminated now, so they will be able to sign soon enough whenever teams get interested and whatnot and stuff like that. But like I said, he's a very good on his feet center, very offensively talented, as you see by those points to game ratio, 49 and 34 and 59 and 41. And being at 21 years old, he's still not that old of a free agent coming out of college, which I think is something the Bruins are looking for. We've seen many players that the Boston Bruins have been targeting are centers. Centers is the main priority I think the Boston Bruins are looking for right now from what we've seen, and the uncertainty going into this season with the absence of David Krejci and Patrice Bergeron. It's been working out, but they still definitely don't have the depth of a prospect pool. So, from what we've seen, Don Sweeney, the scouts in this tournament, they're definitely looking at a center. But I have another one here as well, another center that the Bruins were looking at here in this tournament. This one's from Mark Diver. I do apologize, I cannot pronounce his name. It says, hearing rumblings regarding Bruins and Minnesota captain Jaxon Nelson, 6'4", 220-pound free agent center, at 19 goals with the Gophers this year, including one against Boston University on Saturday night. Finished with 11 goals in the last 8 games. So this is kind of the whole different end of the spectrum regarding a player style. Still a center, however, like you said, 6'4", 215, a very, very big center, 24 years old. So once again another. I guess a different end of the spectrum, being a bit of an older guy coming out of college, undrafted once again. And you see, just about a little under point per game in the past 4 years at Minnesota. But, the most recent season played very well. 19 goals, 39 games, and he's a very big center. A little report I've seen from his scouting report is that he's a big guy, uses his feet well, plays like a smaller player, but still has that physicality, which, is something the Bruins are lacking, is physicality, and mostly size as well. They're still not the biggest team, they're still not the most physical team, but the Bruins seem to be looking at that style of player, as well as, someone who's offensively gifted, I guess you could say, and on the smaller side of the game, of the forward spectrum. So, some big question marks with the Bruins. I wonder if they're going to be signing either of these guys. I've made some videos about some other players they've been looking at. So, to me, it seems like the Bruins are ready to make a move and help this team out from outside of free agency, a trade, and the draft in the center spot to help a bit of depth there. And, a lot of these undrafted guys and a lot of these guys coming out of college that are undrafted from the NHL are still very, very good and have a lot of potential. And I think that both of these guys, are a part of that category. So I do hope that the Bruins definitely make a move on some of these free agents from the college, area, from the college realm, because a lot of them have shown a lot of potential and playing with some top NHL prospects. So they definitely have that experience there more readily available than some people who are playing junior or the USHL or whatnot. So it's going to be interesting to see whether the Bruins actually make a move on one, maybe even two of these guys, and I really hope that something comes out of this from them, because there's a lot of potential here that I see from these few players that I mentioned here and in other videos. But another major part of news that we've missed out on yesterday is that we have some massive injury updates from yesterday and as well as today. Now, these are actually very good, though, however, which is something you'd rather see than a bad injury update. But I'm going to start this one off with Pat Maroon. You can see the return to the ice, the return to practice. He is making steps to get closer from Jim Montgomery here. He says, when he first got here, we said we knew it was going to be a couple weeks. Now it's really week to week. As he hits more of the steps and milestones, he'll become day to day. Definitely a huge piece for Pat Maroon here, getting ready to be in the lineup. He's mentioned that he was tired of skating by himself at practice, but Pat Maroon, I think, will make a big difference here. You know, that physical aspect that he has, the get under your skin aspect, is something the Bruins have been missing out lately. You still have Brad Marchand, who will do that in every opportunity he gets, but it's nice to have someone else, who also has that more physical aspect apart from their offensive aspect of their game favored. So it's going to be really good to see Pat Maroon here. He's going to definitely spark a few physical opportunities. He's been very good at that in his past few years, claiming him from Minnesota, or trading from him from Minnesota, sorry. So I do expect this return to be a very, very fancy one for the Bruins, I guess you could say, when the time does come that he gets back. So, from week to week to day, I think that he'll be coming back sooner rather than later, and it's going to be a very exciting time when he does. It's going to be weird to see him in a Bruins jersey in a game scenario, but once again, a very, very exciting thing for him as well. But one more injury update here. Once again, another very good one is Matthew Poitras will resume skating this month, from Flutoshin Zawa on Twitter. Now, I don't think Poitras will return to any playoff scenario here this team has, or any, circumstance, even if they make it to the finals. Poitras, since he is resuming skating this month, he's going to have to work his way back in, and I think that they're not rushing him in any scenario. They don't want to put him into a situation where they can risk re-injury, even if he's feeling fine, even if he's 75% of the way back to full health. I don't think the Bruins are willing to risk that with what's going to be one of their top centers for what looks like years to come. And I don't think that the Bruins are, like I said, going to rush him back into this scenario, rush him back into a playoff scenario. Even if they, don't have all that depth right now, I think that they're still going to wait, still run with what they have. They're feeling comfortable with that, it seems like. And, the best opportunity for him right now, I think, is to just sit out for the rest of the year. No coming back to the AHL, NHL, and get fully back to 100% from this season and then into the summer, and be good to start the season next year with the Bruins. So, a lot of updates here. Like I said, no video yesterday from Easter, but a lot of stuff here that is going to be very big for the coming weeks. And even into the offseason and into the next season, especially with the prospects from NCAA. So let me know what you think about these guys. Collin, Graf, Jaxon, Nelson, some very interesting prospects here that could be signing with the Bruins, and that, the direction is pointing that the Bruins are definitely going to make a splash on at least one free agent from college. So let me know what you think about them, as well as the injuries. Some very big returns, hopefully soon rather than later. We're not going to rush Poitras, but it's going to be nice to see Maroon back on the ice here. So, let me know what you think, but that's all I got here. If you did enjoy, make sure to hit the like button. Lets me know you're enjoying all this Bruins content, as well as make sure to hit the sub button so you don't miss out on any of the major Boston Bruins news that I will be bringing you guys over these next weeks and months. So, like I said, that's all I got. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.